Hello guys, Imogenia here, and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we're redoing the Daisy Hovel Lot, which is a 30 by 20 home, and I made it for 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. And of course, as soon as I started to record this voiceover, I spilled a bunch of water everywhere, and my computer started to make weird noises, so I apologize if you hear that. And I also had so much coffee today, so I'm talking really fast, but I think that's a good thing. Maybe I should do this regularly, just overdose on caffeine. I just love coffee so much. I mean, how am I not supposed to drink heaps of it in the morning? Like, I am not a morning person in general. I mean, right now it's not really morning anymore. It's like 11:45, but still, I really needed to wake up every single day, you know? Let me know if you're like that too. And also let me know if I'm talking too fast and it's causing you heaps of anxiety, because sometimes I listen to people and I'm like, oh my god, calm down. But I don't think it's that bad. So anyways, I just finished up doing the window situation. I cut a bunch of it out because it gets really repetitive and I feel like you didn't need to see that, and also this video was going to be super long. I also cut out most of the landscaping because I spent so much time on it, as you can see by the thumbnail, but that stuff kind of gets really repetitive too. Like the little grass that I have out in the front area, I put all around behind the fencing of the whole house. So I just didn't want to speed that up to like 10 times and then have it be dizzying, you know, so I cut it out. This house is for 5 Sims, not 6. At first, I did the math wrong, of course. Wow, me on coffee. Maybe it's bad, maybe it's not. I mean, I have coffee every day, so I'm not changing anything. Anyways, it's for 5 Sims, 2 parents, and 3 kids. I made the bedrooms all pretty different from each other. One is the smallest kid, or smallest child, I mean toddler, and it's all white and it's so cute. It's really hard to make kids' rooms be all black and white. Like, when I was doing this build, most of the reason why it's so long is that I was just shifting through every swatch of every single item that I put in here to find the most black and white one. It was kind of hard, especially for the activity items in the garage area, which I made the kind of like skill building area of the house. But for the skill building items, it's like I want to include all the items that your sim needs. Do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna not put an item in there just because it doesn't come in a swatch that's completely black and white. There might be like the shading might be a little bit different between items, or like part of the item might be a color, but I thought it wasn't a big deal. And right now I just finished up doing the pool, and I'm so glad I fit a pool in this build. It's kind of a weird shape, but I like it like that. It doesn't need to be symmetrical. It doesn't need to be just a square or a rectangle. So right here, I'm not actually done with the outside. I do end up putting a little garden area with 6 little pomegranate trees that are already planted in the ground. So if you download this lot, you'll already have a garden. And of course, my computer just stopped making the weird noises that it makes. I don't think you guys can hear it, but it's still really annoying, especially when I'm on the computer for long amounts of time to like make a video. So as I'm doing the little patio area, I'm just gonna say now that I do not count plants to be black and white, because otherwise the outside of this house would have been very ugly without any landscaping whatsoever. So I thought that would be okay. I think it's a really cool style in a lot of homes that I see on Pinterest that are like all black and white except for the plants. It really like makes them look more beautiful. So this house is somewhat of a limited pack build because I don't have very many packs. I mean, towards the end of this build, I couldn't help myself with the little holiday sale, and I went and bought Get Together, and I'm so glad that I did that because it was 50% off. How could I not? And also, I just wanted Windenburg so badly. But this build does not use any of that pack. It uses Sims 4 Seasons, Cats and Dogs, City Living, Get to Work, Dine Out, and Laundry Day. For some reason, I had to write that down in order to say this. I don't know why, but... And also, I feel like I used one item from the holiday stuff back, but when I uploaded it to the gallery, I don't know if it includes that because it's free. I don't know if it counts it as base game or not. I'm not sure. I should definitely look that up, but in the gallery, my username is Imogenia, the same username I have here on YouTube, and I also listed it down below as well as more details about this lot. So anyways, I have a little bit of a story for you guys. It's very strange, uncomfortable, and at the time it was really scary. It happened like a couple weeks ago. So I go to a school in a city. I'm not going to tell you where or what school, just for privacy reasons. I'm sorry, but I'm just a little bit of a private person. I'm going to admit that now. And so maybe that's why this was really scary to me. I don't know. But I take the shuttle to school. So it's a bus that's specifically only for our school, so it only has students from our school on that bus, and it comes like every 30 minutes pretty much every single day, ranging from like 6 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. I mean, I live pretty close to my school. I walk in the morning usually, so I don't know why I decided to take the bus this day. I mean, it's been cold out recently, but I walked by the normal stop that's kind of across the street from where I live, right? And I saw a guy waiting there, so I was like, maybe I shouldn't walk to school because it takes like 30 minutes and maybe a bus is coming right now, so maybe I could just catch it and then it'll just save it only saves like 5 minutes for me because I'm one of the first stops on the bus. So anyways, I saw a guy waiting for the bus there, and I walked by initially and kind of walked down the street a little bit and then just changed my mind and decided to take the bus and turned around and stood next to him waiting for the bus for a bit. And so we ended up talking, and also the bus never came. So we ended up walking for 30 minutes to school together, which was really nice. He was a really nice guy. He's from Germany, but he was there just to finish his thesis for like 2 weeks on something like computer science or something. He also was like really beautiful. I mean, I have a boyfriend, but I just wanted to say that to throw in some context. But his English was pretty good, but he had this like pretty like thick German accent. And he was only at school for only like 2 more weeks just to finish his thesis. I know I already said that, but I just wanted to throw that in there, just saying that he was not at my school for very long. And I end up seeing him a couple more times on the bus other days that I decide to take the bus, because for some reason I think we had a class at the same time, but I would tend to get to school earlier, so I don't know. So that day that we walked together, it was raining, and I had this huge umbrella that was actually for a family. I don't know why. I mean, I thought it's raining, and the only umbrella that I had was this huge one that made me kind of look ridiculous because it's like twice the size of my body. I mean, I'm not really exaggerating, because I would walk through bridges and I would have to lift because there would be fences on the bridges on the sides, like up the sidewalk, and I would have to lift the umbrella all the way up just for it to go above everyone that I was walking through. Anyways, so the day that we walked together, it was really nice. We had some good conversations, and there wasn't very much of a language barrier. Sometimes it was hard to talk to him, but I'm a very open person, right? Like in public, maybe not online, I don't know. But I ended up telling him kind of a lot about my life. I mean, that's fine. But I could tell he was kind of interested in talking to me more. Like, I don't know if I mentioned that I had a boyfriend, but he just, I get it. When you go to a different country and you're single, like a lot of times it's like, oh my God, interesting, different women or whatever. Oh my God. Anyways, I am not a morning person. I know I already said that, but this morning I was just trying to get to school, get my work done. I was like, I did not want to talk to him. I didn't really want to walk with him. I felt so bad. He was so nice and he was so pretty. Do you know what I mean? I don't even know. Like, he was so interested in talking to me because he was in a new place. But I'm an introvert. Like, I don't really, when I walk to school, I like to listen to music or watch a YouTube video, like listen to a podcast or something. So I really didn't want to talk to him, but I still did because he was being nice, you know. I trusted him because I know that he was going to my school. He was only there for a couple weeks, and so I thought it was fine to like spend time with him, you know. And he's about my age, maybe a little bit older. He's not creepy in any way. He's a really friendly guy, okay? This is no shade upon him. It's just a really awkward thing that he did, and I know that he knows that it was awkward. And I also never talk to strangers. Trust me, like, this might seem like I talk to random people, but even a couple days ago, I was walking down the street and this man pulls up to me and he's like, "Hey, can you type?" And I was like, And I didn't answer, and I tried to keep walking, and I also think I had headphones in. I was like, why do you think I'll talk to you? I have headphones in. I'm clearly walking really fast. I have somewhere to be. And he was like, I need some papers written. Can you write them for me? Do you type? And I was like, no. I mean, obviously, I have a backpack on me. I'm going to school. Like, I'm a student. I know how to type, you know. Most people our age, like, know how to type. And I took a typing class when I was in high school. And so I type pretty fast, I think. But anyways, I just said no, and I walked away, and he, like, zoomed off really mad, and he was kind of, like, an older man that was, like, in his 50s. Thank God I didn't talk to him, but it's also, like, what the hell? I just walked out of my place, and then he started talking to me. Like, why do men think that they're entitled to talk to whomever they want, and think that they're entitled to someone doing things for them? I really just don't get it. Anyways, back to the real story. So one day I was walking home, which is not normally when I would see this guy. I even forgot his name. I feel so bad. So I was walking home and I was listening to music really loudly, and it was like 11 p.m. because I would stay at school and do work pretty much all day, and then at the end I would just walk home really fast, and I think I missed the shuttle home, which I always take the shuttle home because I don't want to walk home in the dark for 30 minutes, you know. I don't think I live in that bad of a neighborhood, but it makes my mom happy. So I do it because it's uncomfortable, because I do see other people that do try to talk to me randomly, and sometimes it is, like, genuine, just, like, trying to figure out where something is or something. Anyways, so I was walking home, and I was so close to my apartment, and I was across the street, and I was trying to cross the street. There's no stop sign there, so it's, like, really awkward how I have to, like, run across the street when there's no cars going by. That sounds dangerous. Always look both ways. Always try to walk where there's a crosswalk. So I saw him right before I was crossing the street, and he was walking up the street towards me, and he didn't see me right away, and I was like, I don't know whether to say hi or whatever. I was just trying to get home after a very long day at school, so I was like, I'm just gonna cross the street really fast, right? So I see him, I try to get his attention for probably a split second, but I'm listening to really loud music, and the entrance to my home is so close. So I just walk across the street, and then I walk on the sidewalk for probably 2 seconds, and then there's this pathway into the garage that's below my apartment building, and there's many entrances to my building, but this is the fastest way that I can get to my apartment according to, like, where it is. So it's kind of in the basement because my building is on a hill, right? So I walk through this pathway, which is really the exit from and entrance to the garage, and it has, like, an archway, and it's kind of a tunnel-like thing. It's kind of sketchy. I mean, it's not bad, like, it's only sketchy because that's where they keep the garbage and stuff, but... So I walked all the way down the tunnel, and then got to the door to the garage, which I have to open with my key, so I fumble around with my keys, and I have a couple keys that pretty much look exactly like it for other things, so it was taking me a while, and then I hear something behind me, even though I'm listening to really loud music, and I turn around, and it's, like, dark in there, and I see 2 men. And so I freak out kind of for a millisecond and try to find my keys, even though there's these 2 guys behind me. And I thought maybe they lived in the building or something, but when it's dark and 2 men approach you from behind, that is a very unsettling feeling, right? So I had no idea what was going on. And then I actually looked closely, which is dark. It's dark, so I can't really see them. And one of them is the German guy. And he followed me kind of up the road, and then across the street, and then almost into my building, just because he was trying to get my attention. And then the other guy was just a guy trying to get into the building, even though he didn't live there. And so right after I saw them, both of them started talking at the same time, I guess trying to explain themselves, because they realized it was a weird situation, because I was very confused, and I don't know if the German guy was trying to like he was trying to say something to me, but it was just so weird how he followed me into there. Do you know what I mean? Like, how can you not tell that this is someone's building and it's weird to follow someone into there? And also for a complete stranger to follow someone into this weird way to get into the building. It's not one of the regular ways to get in. There's two main entrances, which are in the front and the back, and this one's like on the side and through this little tunnel. Like, how did this guy know that I was going into the building? It just really freaked me out. And then the German guy tried to explain that he was trying to get my attention all the way up the street. He didn't say sorry for scaring me. He didn't say, sorry, this is strange that I followed you. He was like, oh, I was trying to get your attention across the street. What do you mean? You couldn't get my attention, so then you followed me at 11 p.m. almost into my apartment? In what way does that say that that's okay for you to do that? Like, I do think in the beginning his intentions were okay because he was really nice to me in the beginning, but following someone into their building is not okay, especially when you're a big guy or when there's two big guys following a younger, smaller girl in the dark. I just don't get it. Why do guys think that they can do this? I just can't believe that the German guy didn't even say sorry. I mean, I saw him again after this night on the bus, of course. I haven't seen him since I saw him on the bus after that, and he didn't want to talk to me at all. I was trying to talk to him because I know that he felt a little bit weird about the situation because I could just feel it, but he never said sorry. And he didn't. It's funny because after that day too, I mentioned that I had a boyfriend, and he also stopped talking to me. I just don't get why guys are only nice to you if you're single or they know that they have a chance with you. There's just so many things wrong with this. And the other guy, I did let him into the building because he explained that his friend lives there. But it still was like, I should have schooled him a little bit. I did tell him, I was like, you shouldn't follow people. I don't know what I said, but I was really freaked out and scared. So I just kind of let him in and kind of let him out of the part of the building that I lived into because I didn't want him to see where I lived. I mean, maybe he knew how to get into the building because he's been here before. I don't know. It was just so weird. It's also very weird to try and explain yourself afterwards and just be like, oh, I was trying to get your attention, I was trying to talk to you. I don't see in what way that makes sense. You know, it also would be one thing if it was the middle of the day. But I don't know. I also want to say as sort of a disclaimer that not all guys are like this. I didn't mean to kind of gender them in a specific way. I don't mean to say that all guys are like that. And I also want to say that maybe I shouldn't have opened up to him as much as I did that day or something. I guess I might have missed maybe a social cue or two that he was interested in me in a romantic way. But I do want to say that there are some guys who will deceive you into thinking that they are very nice guys just to maybe take advantage of you or maybe just to make you think that they're nice. But this is just my experience and what happened to me. I don't mean to exaggerate anything completely. It just really scared me, and I hope that everyone can learn from this, or you can find a silver lining with this story and it doesn't upset anyone. So right now I'm just finishing up the teenage girls room, and I really loved it. It's a really artsy and girly room, but yet still black and white. I also tried to make this house not too modern because I feel like most houses that end up being black and white are just modern houses. I definitely made it harder on myself in this build to make it not modern, and because I cluttered it up quite a bit, and a lot of the clutter has little bits of color in it, but there was just no other way to make this build look good. So I'm really happy about this house and how it worked out, even though I didn't use any color because I found it way more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Like, I started this build not thinking that it was going to be only black and white. I was just going with the flow, just trying to see what would happen. And then while I was building the exterior, I thought of this. So these pictures on the wall in the teenage girl's bedroom are actually just for your Sims pictures of themselves, whether it's like selfies or whatever. So I put a lot in the teenage girl's room because I feel like in any teenage girl's room, there's always those pictures. So for the rest of the house, I'm just cluttering up little bits and pieces, maybe adding some lights, and I also play tested this build, so I had to move a couple little things around, but on the gallery, it's not much different. If you guys are still watching this video, thank you so much. Please leave a comment down below on what you think about my story, and press that like button. Bye!